Russia Tomorrow.
On December 6th, TV Rain channel's license was cancelled in Latvia. This decision was fast and, to be honest, shocking for all of us here. First of all, let me quote Ivars Aboliņš, the head of Latvia's National Electronic Media Council.
Šie riski bez šaubām ir atbalsta paušana okupantu armijai, neusticamas informācijas pārraidīšana, tātad iespēja radīšana, ka Krievijas armija varētu ietilpt Latvijas bruņotajos spēkos, sakot mūsu armiju, jo es vēlreiz uzsveru, tas ir Latvijas mēdījis, kurš pakļaujas Latvijas likumiem, un tātad šāds absolūti nepatiesas, neadekvātas informācijas konsekventa pārraidīšana un atbalsta paušana karam.
And he also says, quote, in assessing the totality of violations, the regulator is convinced that the leadership of Dorst does not understand and is not aware of the significance and seriousness of the violations and therefore can no longer operate on the territory of Latvia, end of quote. How is TV Rain the only independent Russian television channel at fault, and what is that we are not aware of? This is very important to understand, given that we are accused of no less than posing a threat to the national security of the Republic of Latvia. So, what have we done? We know of several violations: technical issues with the subtitles and spoken Latvian translation, the display of a map on which the annexed Crimea is marked as Russian territory, the use of the phrase "our army" on air, and the infamous statement by our host about supporting the Russian military. I would like to explain. A graphic designer's map error. The edited news material where it was included was full of errors, something that happened due to remote, hasty and inattentive editing, and a failure to complete the material on time, which in turn did not allow for its additional review. This happens on television, especially if the channel has to close down and relaunch in a matter of days. Does this episode cancel years of TV Rain's work, regardless of our crystal clear rejection of the annexation of Crimea? Secondly, the phrase "our army" was used when we were covering the crimes committed by Russia's troops in Ukraine. Indeed, we all have Russian passports here, and Russian citizens are our main audience. The hosts of Dorst sometimes refer to the Russian troops as "our army," while we are covering killings of innocent people in the neighboring state. And we don't pretend like we have arrived from planet Mars. We are from Russia. And yes, our army is committing war crimes right now. Distancing from this reality wouldn't help to gain our audience's confidence. Thirdly, and this last case is serious indeed, our host was fired, and we have apologized to the viewers, especially viewers in Ukraine, repeatedly. At 8 a.m. on Tuesday, Latvian regulator was already prepared to ban TV Rain and rolled out a 14-page document to that effect. The short 30 minutes meeting was a pure formality, and TV Rain's position went unheard. Those are the facts. And there is more. Mr. Aboliņš complained that a month ago representatives of TV Rain arrived to a meeting of the National Electronic Media Council without an interpreter. In the opinion of Mr. Chairman, this demonstrates our obvious imperialism. But it seems that what he is really saying is all Russians are the same. Because frankly, we regret about all the mistakes we've made. We respect the Latvian law. But we think that none of these arguments can be considered sufficient to pull a media broadcaster off the air. It's important for me to say that Latvia invited us here in the first place. But for reasons beyond our comprehension, this was a decision some representatives of the Latvian state came to regret. Perhaps they regretted because we remained a Russian channel and continued to broadcast primarily to Russia. Perhaps the problem is that we were unwilling and unable to support visa sanctions against ordinary Russians because hasty generalization and collective responsibility are unacceptable to us. In this regard, it seems that TV Rain has turned out to be more European than Latvia's National Electronic Media Council. This week, as TV Rain's license was being annulled in Latvia, the people who got the most joy out of it weren't in Riga or anywhere near to the decision-making process. No, the happiest of all were the people in the Kremlin. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has already shrugged his shoulders and said, "You see, your Europe is no better than our Russia." And of course, this is a lie. The truth is that no one here is planning to put us in jail for journalism or to conduct searches at our homes. Here in Latvia, we are safe. And at the same time, the truth is that 8 years ago, TV Rain was kicked off cable networks in Russia for clearly political reasons. Many of us in the editorial office are now experiencing a strong sense of déjà vu, as well as a strong sense of injustice. Because for TV Rain, nothing is more important than our reputation. We strongly oppose this criminal and monstrous war started by Russia in Ukraine, which has ruined the lives of millions. We will remain on YouTube and cable where allowed, and we won't stop our work. TV Rain will continue working because we cannot let down you, our viewers, nor can we let ourselves down. Hundreds of our colleagues from all over the world have signed the open letter in support of us, and we're extremely grateful. We are also grateful to the leader of Russian opposition, political prisoner Alexey Navalny.
I want to express my support for TV Rain. This is an honest, independent media outlet that I've been working with since it was founded. I greatly admire their work from this year, when they uncompromisingly condemned Putin's war against Ukraine and became a source of truth about the war for millions of Russians. The decision of the Latvian authorities to revoke Dorzh's license seems wrong and based on a lack of information to me. Of course, Latvia is free to make any decisions in the interests of its citizens, and I do not think that they see a real threat in a media outlet whose host had an on-air slip of the tongue. I believe in European democracy and its judicial system, and I have no doubt that in the end, a fair decision will be made taking all factors into account.
We have no plans to lecture or preach to the Latvian authorities or to the people of Latvia, a country that has given us the opportunity to work after we could no longer do it in our own country. But we had been counting on a calm, non-politicized consideration of the issue at hand, an opportunity to state our arguments and counter-arguments. And we're also counting on the fact that responsible officials would adhere to the foundations of European values that have made this part of the world a symbol for freedom and democracy.
We operated in Russia for 12 years, and the government tried to get rid of us 3 times.
We had to leave, forced out of the country by new repressive laws after the first week of the war. Our freedom crushed by the authorities.
Мы временно приостанавливаем работу телеканала.
We survived, started working from Europe, and now we are watched by millions of people every day.
There's no other independent news channel in Russian. We have now decided to tell the truth about Russia in English as well.
So that you could get news about Russia, the war in Ukraine, and Russian society directly from the source.
We want to tell you firsthand what is really happening in Russia. Subscribe to TV Rain Newsroom on YouTube, and let's take a look at our future together.